little bit of breaking news out of Auburn as four-star offensive lineman DeAndre Carter out of Mater Dei, California, has finally announced his commitment. I know this is one that Auburn fans have been waiting on for a long time. It felt like the official visit that he took to Auburn in June. Auburn picked up a lot of steam there. He comes back for Big Cat Weekend at the end of July, and that's where things really picked up. It felt like a commitment to Auburn was imminent. And obviously, that was at the end of July. That was July 29th, I believe, was Big Cat. He was there for the whole weekend. And now, all the way, fast forward to September 3rd, and he's finally committed. This is one that people have been waiting on a long time, but he wanted to wait and do it around, had a little bit of a family reunion kind of ceremony there back home in California, and wanted to wait to do it around his friends and family. And so finally, the wait is over. Auburn picks up DeAndre Carter, and it's a huge one for Auburn, physically and literally. I'm looking at the graphic there, listed at 6'4" and 340 pounds, an absolutely massive offensive lineman. And as you can see in the top left of the graphic, he's number 55 player in the country. The graphic, offensive tackle, interior offensive lineman, really capable of playing both. Auburn is recruiting him as a guy that could play both. Swing lineman is kind of what they call it, capable of playing guard or tackle. We'll see where he ends up fitting in at the next level, but either way, Auburn's really excited to have him, and it's a big win for offensive line coach Jake Thornton. He finally gets one on the board. It took a little bit longer for that offensive line class to start ramping up in the 2024 class, but he finally gets one, and it's really one of the biggest ones they had on the board. The 2024 class, we've talked about it a lot, but it's a down year in terms of offensive line talent, just overall. And so Auburn goes out and gets. Auburn had three main targets, three really upper echelon targets. It was Daniel Calhoun, who ended up committing to Georgia, Preston Taumua, who ended up committing to Hawaii, or from Hawaii, who ended up committing to Nebraska, and then DeAndre Carter. So Auburn gets one of their top three really big offensive line targets, still recruiting the others. We'll see what happens there. But DeAndre Carter was one that Auburn really wanted to have. They go all the way across the country to California to get him. He ended up feeling just really comfortable, feeling really at home at Auburn. He has family that lives in the Birmingham area. It just felt really comfortable for him. So he ends up picking Auburn over Texas and Michigan State. And it's a big offensive line weekend for Auburn as well because, on Saturday, right as the game ended, 2025 offensive lineman from Athens, Spencer Doland, learned that's how it is pronounced, Spencer Doland, ends up committing to Auburn. So Auburn got its third 2025 commitment on Saturday, got its 18th commitment of the 2024 class on Sunday in DeAndre Carter, and that pushes Auburn's class to number 13 in the country. So Auburn's creeping up on that top 12, creeping up on that top 10. Not a ton of targets still out there in terms of guys that haven't already committed somewhere. So a lot of flip targets still left on the board. And we'll see senior seasons can change that. Guys can move up the board, guys can move down the board, and we'll see what happens. But Auburn picks up DeAndre Carter on Sunday. Big win for Auburn. Make sure to go check out auburnundercover.com if you've not already. We have a ton of coverage of the commitment over there. So check us out over there, and we will catch you